So one of the things we do when we're trying to build speed and power is a lot of drills. People ask us all the time, what do you do when you're in the weight room? And I'm like, well, we're in the weight room for anywhere between, half hour to an hour. Well, oftentimes it's not just doing your typical curls and stuff, it's doing a lot of these drills that build speed.
Right, and pretty much one of the most advanced ways to get speed and get powerful quickly is what we would call plyometrics, or basically jumps. And so we have a jump circuit design that we put early into our training program to really build speed and power, particularly when you're coming off a break, before you're getting into that heavy part of training, because we want to get you fast early. So I think we'll put you through a routine here, Josh.
Let's do it.
Okay, excellent. So what we like to do is start you out, because we got to build hip flexors, we got to build abs. So what we do is we do what we call a tuck jump. So bringing the knees up to the chest as you almost like tuck in, almost like you're going to grab your knees.
About how many of these?
We're going to do just 5 or 6 today. Okay. Typically, 5 or 6 at a minimum, 10 at the top.
Cool.
Let's give it a go. And so what you're seeing is Josh is still trying to land flat, bringing the knees up to his chest, really working hip flexors, really working low abs. Great ab workout, great hip flexor workout, as well as increasing coordination and explosiveness.
Yeah.
Excellent. Nice, so we did the front side, now we got to flip it around and do the back side. So the next thing we're going to do is a double leg butt kick. So nice straight line. What we're doing, instead of working the front, you're working hammies into the glutes. So heels are coming up to the butt, still landing flat while really maximizing that back side of the mechanics. So if we look at it, worked on the front side of the mechanics, we worked on the back side of the mechanics. Now we want to work on the lateral side of the mechanics. So we're going to do your lateral squat jump. So with this one, you're going to take a step over to the left, almost like a little lateral lunge. And then from that position, you're loaded on the left side and you just jump straight up. Excellent. Now we'll switch and take a step over to the right and jump. Good. So one to the left, one to the right. You see overloads a glute on the left side, overloads a glute on the right side. So it really creates balance and coordination with a little bit of single leg support overload thrown in there.
Yeah, you definitely feel that.
Really?
Load on the one leg, yeah.
Without a doubt. That's good.
So when you're first getting into these exercises, coach, and maybe you're having a hard time with them, what's a good kind of starting point? Can you go down not quite as far? Or?
Right, the biggest thing is don't worry about having to go so high. So on a lateral one, you don't have to step too far, even a simple little step over here, and just teaching the push of the mechanics. Most people run, they don't think that they have to push into the ground. But the greater you push into the ground, the greater you're gonna go up into the sky and then out forward. That's good running, that's fast running. Most people tend to just lift, but they don't think of the push. This really works well, even if it's at what we call a low amplitude. It starts to build that coordination, and then as you get better, it will get deeper and deeper.
How many times a week do you think people should be doing these?
Well, typically 1 to 2 times a week. And again, maybe if we're looking at a total amount of jumps for the whole workout, it's maybe gonna be about 50 jumps total. So it's not a lot. It's probably gonna take you only 3 to 5 minutes, but it's a great workout.
And you mentioned before we would do this on the front end of, say, a 12, 16 week marathon build-up?
Exactly, because if we build power, it's gonna hold us for the last 8 to 10 weeks if we start to cut it down as the marathon work goes up. So early on, we do 5K, 10K type of speed, and we throw this in addition to it. It gets us fast and explosive quick. Then we can come out of it to save your legs a little bit because it is hard work.
Yeah.
Like the next one here, this is a really tough one. This is where you get to be like a downhill skier. So you get into your downhill skiing tuck position. So on this one, you don't get to use your hands. So you're just gonna put those hands behind you, and basically you're gonna pop up and try to get those legs straight. Good, flat landing, up and down. You're hitting those moguls, Josh, coming down the mountain. Big load on that quad, and one more. Excellent, good. So as you see, big quad burn. You get slower and slower to come out of that tuck, and it really challenges those quads.
And keeping those arms behind you and not using those to assist really makes a difference
Without
too.
a doubt, and it's just really a specific exercise that really overloads quads, really works the glutes, and it kind of mimics where you're gonna be late in the race when those quads are really burning.
Mile 23.
Exactly, exactly. All right, so we're gonna finish it up with, again, kind of going to the opposite again. This is what we do, what we call the straddle jump. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna put your hands out in front of you and maybe slight bend at the knees. And all we're trying to do is bring those hip flexors engaged, but now we're gonna turn the legs out a little bit, and you're gonna try to lift those knees up, bring them up to the height of those hands. Good. So try to keep it continuous and up and down. So you see not a lot of work's going on in the upper body, but really great work in those hip flexors. Good job, Josh.
Not
So-
really focusing on height there, but just getting the legs in.
Yeah, without doubt, as you saw, the hips turned out, so we really worked the medial side of those hip flexors, just like we were working the lateral of it when we did the lateral squat jump. So with this series of 5 different jumps, we pretty much take care of every lower leg muscle we got.
It's pretty good. I'll be dunking in no time, I think.
Without a doubt. Good job, Josh.
Thanks, guys.